my teammates are my idols. So it was really surreal. And like you said, for an 18-year-old, you know, I definitely I thought at that point.
Do you have any fun stories from on there? Are there any specific locations that you remember playing at and that being the best event of the entire tour or anything like that?
Absolutely. It was so much hype in that era. People don't even know. I would say the first time we went overseas was bananas. We went to Paris.
Oh my God.
And we played in this gym. It was probably supposed to seat like 8,000 people. There might have been 15,000 people in this place, and it was nuts. And then I'll never forget the first time we went to Asia. We went to Tokyo, Japan, largest city in the world, and they lost anything we did, they lost their mind. and then the third place that stands out for me, the first time we went to South America, we played in Brazil. And like they threw a game on like a Wednesday. And I think the place we played in was like sat 25,000 people.
Oh my
Sold the
God.
place out. Sold it out on a Wednesday, and they had no idea what to expect. So they asked if we wanted to stay and throw another game on Sunday. And we did. We're like, cool, we got paid more, played the game on Sunday, and they almost sold that game out on a Sunday. So those international experiences really stand out for me.
You guys are selling better than half the teams in the NBA. That's insane.
Yeah, in certain markets, we would sell out NBA arenas. In other markets, the game was actually better if we did it at like a small college or a park, just because if a street ball game isn't packed out, it's not really high energy, it's never going to be at its best. You know what I mean?
That makes perfect sense. Yeah, and also highlights look amazing outdoors. If you're able to get the right angles and all that,
100%. And I think people feel more free and like more like a hangout if it's outdoors. You know what I mean? So sometimes in arenas, if it's too corporate and too family, people are less likely to get hyped and wild out. You know what I mean? Whereas it's like street ball, if it's outside, they feel more free.
I mentioned Clips just now. You've been on social for a few years now, and you have been crushing it, my friend. Congratulations. Everything is very well deserved.
Hey, thanks so much for keeping up. Appreciate that.
Of course. I got to keep up with the only professor I like. I mean, come on.
Humble.
Over 800 million views. Over 5 million subscribers, and the #1 YouTube series of all time in Spider-Man basketball. When did you decide that you wanted to embark on this social media route? Because you were ahead of just about every influencer who's around today.
Yeah, it was interesting. So believe it or not, when I started my YouTube 2009, I didn't know, I think I was the first YouTube hooper. But I think that I knew like 4 or 5 other people who were making like 10 grand a month on YouTube.
Right.
And so I remember it started 04. I started uploading videos on other channels. I had people edit them for me just to put them out there because it was about bookings. It wasn't about building a channel at that time. So by 2009, when I did start my own channel and Google AdSense had just started, the whole goal was just to hopefully get more bookings. You know what I mean? And then I ended up going viral about 2012, 2013, and that's when it really took off. So it wasn't as strategic as some people think.
Where did the idea for Spider-Man basketball come about?
Man, it was actually a good friend of mine, believe it or not. I knew very little about like cosplay stuff, but he was in on it. Like he had been to Comic-Con and he knew how big it was online. So he was like, look, he's like, why don't we try to mix cosplay and basketball and prank and make a video and attempt to go viral. And so like when he told me, we were laughing, we thought it was kind of like funny. But I didn't think much of it, to be honest. I didn't think it would go like viral, like a few million hits. So we went out, did it. And I did Spider-Man because it covered every part of the body instead of a different superhero. And we were out there just 20 minutes. You know what I mean? It took like a couple hours to edit. We threw that joint up. Next thing you know, it was like 7 million in a week. And then I went from 17K subs to 600K in 1 week. So
wow,
it was all due to my credit. This guy's name is Robert Monroe. He really came up with the idea. So